So MyAlgo launched a final report about the hacks that happened a couple months ago. As you remember, we covered that extensively on this channel. To me, that was an all hands on deck event. Like I at the end of like a 10-hour day, I kicked it into gear and I got a video done because I already made a video and edited it and posted it. And then I learned about the MyAlgo hacks. I turned on my gear and I got another video out because like this was really important. I felt like you guys really needed to know about what was going on. I had so many people asking me. Made 2 follow-up videos that week as we learned more information. And, frankly, it sucked. I mean, I got a lot of views from it, but I would rather just not have it be a thing in the first place because, I don't want people to lose their money. I was just thinking like MyAlgo has been really, really quiet about this whole thing. Not really, they really hadn't said a lot about what actually happened here. They had initial response about 2 weeks after it happened. They kind of explained some of the stuff, what they initially thought, and then it's been silence for like a month. They said it's taken a really, really long time. And now they have the final report, but that doesn't mean the investigation is over. Actually, the investigation is going to be going on for some time. But let's take a look at what they found. Final hack findings and report. The following findings and report took longer than expected to finish given the nature of the attack, requiring a deep review of all aspects of our infrastructure. We worked with Halborn to conduct a full incident triage. Read their report covering the findings in the infrastructure here. TLDR. Attackers abused the CDN to inject malicious code through a man-in-the-middle attack between the actual http wallet.myalgo.com web app and the user. The attack was carried out using a potentially compromised CDN API key. TLDR continued, it's unclear how the CDN API key was obtained. No evidence of exploitation or vulnerability was found in the MyAlgo codebase. No evidence that the CDN user was compromised. So it's very, very mysterious right now. Additional details, strangely, the CDN audit logs do not show any evidence of a key ever being created that could have enabled this attack. Audit logs cover 18 months, while the impacted account is 19 months old. Interestingly, the account was never used until October 2022, which is about 6 months ago. This raises the unlikely possibility that either the logs are missing or the API key was obtained 19 months ago, evading the logs. Kind of interesting, right? Like, so that means whoever did this probably, it says unlikely, but I don't know, is it that unlikely that they got this 19 months ago and kind of held it for safekeeping? And then it's kind of weird. Usually if you're going to do it, you do it right away. But now see a timeline. The malicious worker, which targeted a specific version of MyAlgo, was uploaded on January 21st, and the attack continued until mid-February when a new version of MyAlgo is released. It is important to note that law enforcement and security forensics professionals will continue investigating, gathering more information that will help shed light on the details of the attack. As has been the case, we remain hard at work assisting law enforcement efforts, exchanges, security forensics professionals, and blockchain analytics firms, and doing everything we can to help track and freeze funds and identify the perpetrators. So that's kind of a really complicated way of saying we kind of have no idea, right? That's really kind of scary. The fact that they still, after all this investigation, really they don't actually know what happened. Now, they said that they didn't think it made sense, or that it was very unlikely that someone would have obtained this 19 months ago only to use it much later. But that's kind of how the attacks worked. They kind of started with a couple hacks of really big wallets taking algo only. Then they were quiet for a while again. And then they moved on to some smaller wallets. And then that's when kind of things blew up and everybody was really concerned. That's when we went to town. That's when we started shouting the alarm, hey, everyone's wallets are getting hacked. Because all of a sudden it was a lot of people's wallets. It wasn't just a few. And then, it continued. Even recently, they started going after ASAs and after NFTs. So there was a weird methodology to this in the first place. So I don't think it's that inconceivable that this person got this thing 19 months ago before the log, further back than the logs go, and just sat on it and waited out. Why did they wait? I have no idea. They have no idea. Nobody has any idea. This is a really interesting mystery. I feel bad to this day. Just 2 days ago, I got a message from someone saying they got hacked and lost all their money, and then they went to search and they came across my video and they were like, "What can I do?" And unfortunately, the answer really is not much. There really isn't anything you can do at this point. The only thing you can do is rekey your wallet now to make sure it's safe, but you can't go back and rekey it. Now, I think they don't mention is like all those keys are gone. What they did this to get the keys so that they can go in your passwords and everything, so they can go in. So they got the keys from the database because that's how it talks to MyAlgo, and then they're basically logging in as if they're logging in as you from a different computer. So that's what happened, and yeah, it's pretty scary. It's going to lead people to not necessarily trust hot wallets anymore. It really raises concerns about security in crypto. Like everyone's going to have to use a ledger, which, by the way, I do have a link down below if you're interested in getting a ledger. And that's probably the safest way to keep your crypto at this point. Or you're just gonna, roll the dice a little bit. But if you do have MyAlgo wallet, you definitely should rekey. I would still rekey now, even if you haven't been hacked yet, because the pattern seems to be hack, go quiet for a while, then come back and hack again, then go quiet for a while. So and it's been quiet for a while, so you never know. Another hack could happen. Don't use MyAlgo. Pat says, I don't see a way back for MyAlgo at this point. I frankly don't either. Let's see. Yeah, Mel says can't trust Hot Wallet anymore. Yeah, I think that's probably true. I think definitely people are not going to be trusting MyAlgo, but there's other ones like DFly, there's Para, and you should probably rekey it. So if they get one from one code base, it doesn't matter because they have to pair it with the other one. It makes it way safer. It kind of works like I shouldn't say that because I don't know how Ledger works exactly. So, but it does seem to add an extra layer of protection that would protect against this kind of hack. So